the internet, billions of voices, endless streams of knowledge, laughter, and chaos. But what if all of it was controlled by a single spider? Not just any spider, but the legendary trickster of West Africa, Anansi.
In the old stories, Anansi wasn't just a spider. He was a storyteller, a schemer, a dealer in wisdom and folly alike. Some called him clever, others a menace. But everyone agreed, wherever Anansi spun his web, nothing and no one was ever the same again. He once convinced all animals that he owned wisdom itself. Put that spider in charge of the internet? Oh, you'd see chaos served with extra pepper soup. Now imagine Anansi loose in today's world of Wi-Fi and smartphones. The internet, after all, is nothing but a giant web, and who better to rule a web than a spider? Social media was his playground. On Twitter, he whispered rumors from one ear to another, then sat back with popcorn while people fought for hours, watching as arguments exploded like wildfire. On Instagram, he spun illusions, filters so fake, even your dog looked like a supermodel. And TikTok? Oh, Anansi thrived there, dancing trends, pranks, and challenges, half of them started by him, of course. And YouTube? He made sure cat videos ruled the algorithm. Why cats? Because they never stopped chasing him. Millions watched, not knowing that every paw swipe, every hiss, was really aimed at a spider hiding just out of frame. Google, however, was his greatest trick. Search for wisdom, and Anansi gave you riddles. Search for jokes, and he gave you truths. His results were never wrong, but never quite right either. He turned information itself into a game of hide and seek. Even online shopping wasn't safe. His web shops promised wonders, golden crowns for $10, miracle shoes that made you run like the wind. But as always, there was a catch. The crown looked amazing until midnight, when it turned into a pumpkin. The shoes? Ordinary sandals that pinched your toes. He once sold Wi-Fi to someone in airplane mode. And don't even ask about his premium diet tea. Let's just say, it worked too well. But Anansi's cleverness had a flaw. The more threads he spun, the more tangled they became. His memes spread faster than he could control. His lies echoed back at him until even he forgot what was real. One day, he Googled himself and found out he was a cat. He laughed so hard, he tangled himself in his own web. Imagine, tricked by his own trickery. The web was no longer his tool, it was his prison. The spider who once ruled stories was caught in his own story. If Anansi ruled the internet, we would fall for tricks, and maybe we would learn. Because in every web, whether spun of silk or of code, there is both truth and trickery. But one thing's certain, you'd laugh, you'd cry, and you'd definitely get scammed. Because when it comes to Anansi, the web is always his to spin. And the real question is, which one do you believe?
Well, that's Anansi for you, spinning tricks across the internet. If his web caught you smiling, laughing, or even thinking twice, don't just scroll away. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe before Anansi tricks you into paying for Wi-Fi you already have.